Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 8 February 2024. It's Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the TheApostleP channel. And a knife sale we shall have with some other stuff mixed in. Before I get to the meat of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video, so you can watch them at your leisure. Also, in the description above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first one is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you're new to this weekly sales event, you might want to give that a watch because it explains how we do things and why in great detail. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one pertains to you if you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection. It explains how this all works from the consignor's perspective. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the all-important video description, you'll see those 3 links at the top, the terms of the sale in the middle, and at the bottom you'll see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In that pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The one on the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video, the price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be room for 4 knives to be sharpened next day this week, so the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened will be done and shipped tomorrow, the 9th, along with all of the as shown inventory. If you want your knife sharpened and it doesn't fall in that first 4, let not your heart be troubled. It'll ship within 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of a price for any given item, that means it has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send an inquiry or an I'll take it about anything marked sold, all caps, exclamation point. I think that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen, then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we've got some leftovers from last week. I think there are 5 of them. First, we got one from Microtech. This will be the 169-10 stitch automatic, single edge, kind of the standard configuration for a stitch. You've got your milled and black hard anodized aluminum handle, gear pattern titanium backspacer, button lock automatic. Blade steel is M390. It is 3 11/16 inches in length. Handle is 4 15/16. You've got a right-hand tip up pocket clip. The button lockup is dead rock solid. The centering, to my eye, is right down the middle. And the action is Microtech. Perfect. Serial number on this one, 6049, and the born date is February of 2021. It's like new in the box. They're out of stock now. When they were available, they had a web retail of $418. We ran this one last week on Thursday at $350. Didn't sell, dropped it to $320 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $295 for the stitch like it is, and then $325 if you'd like it sharpened. Next day sharpening is available if you're one of the first 4. Next up, we have a fusion slip joint mechanism, modern construction and materials. This one from Jack Wolf. It is the Javelina jack in fat carbon purple haze. Covers or scales, comes in a split grain leather sheath. The aluminum tube and all the goodies are in the box. Here's the knife. Kind of a sow belly pattern. Titanium frame, so the bolsters and liners are integral. There are those gorgeous fat carbon scales or covers. Screw together construction. Got kind of a special clip or a California clip or maybe a muskrat clip blade, full height hollow ground in S90V. Length of the knife is 3 13/16 inches closed. I'm going to call this one about an 8 pull. Walk and talk are beautiful. The centering, you might look at it and see it perfect. You might look at it and see it slightly to the right. Condition will be like new, in box with tube. These are out of stock at $275. Let's see. We ran this one last week at $220. It didn't sell. Dropped it to $199 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go to $180 like it is. $210 sharpened on the Jack Wolf Javelina Jack. Next up, got one from Pena X series, and this is the M PKT SBM. It's a Swayback. There she is. Beautiful. Burlap micarta. They just call it brown, I think. So what we got here is a titanium bolster lock. Steel inserted lock face, front flipper mechanism. Look at that. It's a good one because I can flip it. That means it's user friendly. Blade is 2 7/8 inches of M390. The handle is 3 5/8. The pocket clip will be right hand tip up only in milled titanium. There is your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. Action is beautiful. Centering is perfect. I see some very fine scratches in the blade. I mean very fine. Mostly visible right there where the swedge meets the hollow grind. So we'll call it near mint, excellent to near mint in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $274 web retail. We ran this one last week at $225, didn't sell, dropped it to $199 for the weekend. Still here, let's go $180 like it is. $205 with an ApostleP edge on the Swayback from the Pena X series. Next up, another one from Pena. You have to tell by sliding the sleeve over. There you go. This is the Urban EDC exclusive Trapper front flipper. With, I'm butchering this name, I know I am, the Segaiha motif milled into the titanium. So it is a titanium frame lock with a steel inserted lock face, milled titanium right hand tip up clip. It is a front flipper. Oh, doggone it, Rob. I'm no good at that. Gorgeous kind of muskrat clip blade. I mean, gorgeous. Look at that. Blade steel on this one is M390. Blade length is 2 13/16 inches. Handle length is 3 5/8. What do you think of that mill pattern? I think it's pretty doggone cool. This one is like new in the box. They are out of stock at Urban EDC. One has sold on eBay recently. It brought $323 shipped. We ran this one last week at $295 on Thursday, dropped it to $260 for the weekend. It's still here, so somebody gets a heck of a buy. $235 like it is, $265 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Trapper front flipper, Urban EDC exclusive from Pena's X series. Next up is the last leftover from last week. It is from Terrain 365. Outer box, inner pouch, all present. This is the Invictus titanium frame lock knife in OD green G10 scale on the show side. There's the business side. Crowned and bead blasted, nice smooth melted, long milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip. It is a ball bearing action knife, but with beautifully done thumb studs, which are, by the way, glow in the dark. The blade is from a Terravantium. 3.5 inches of it, bead blasted variety. Notice there are some fine scratches in that blade finish. But the cutting edge pretty unscathed. In fact, not a bad spot in it. Blade length is 3.5, handle length 4 5/8. The titanium frame lock does not appear to be steel inserted. However, no stick, no slip. Beautiful lockup. Ball bearing action is sweet. Centering is down the middle. Perfect. We will say condition on this excellent to near mint with fine blade scratches noted. I think these are currently available for $368 web retail. We ran this one for $250 last Thursday, dropped it to $225 for the weekend. This week, $205. Like it is, $235 with an Apostle P edge, and that could be done tomorrow if you're one of the first 4. That's the Terrain 365 Invictus in ODG10. Next up, the first of our fresh ones this week. And it comes from Great Eastern Cutlery, the Tidioute line, good as gold. It is a number 14 Tidioute Cutlery Barlow. Model 143223 in Autumn Peach saw cut bone. Autumn Peach. Just conjure up what that might look like in your mind, because I think it looks exactly like that. So the little Barlow, right? 3 1/16 inches of closed length. That does look like an Autumn Peach, I got to say. Man, they did a beautiful job on that saw cut bone. Yeah. Unlike most TC Barlows, this is not all steel. Nickel, silver bolsters, brass liners. Sheep's foot main with that good as gold etch. Long pull, cut swedge. Pen secondary. Pull weight is light. I'm going to call it a 5. Centering of the tools is pretty doggone nice. You might call that perfect, maybe. I think the main blade might favor the right side ever so slightly. It is like new in the tube. Your price, $180, like it is $210. I sharpened both blades. The GEC Tidioute number 14 TC Barlow. Next up, a long reach to the back corner for this one. It is another one from Great Eastern Cutlery. This is the Tidioute Cutlery Camelback Congress, model 340223 in smoked amber Texcrylic. And it comes with a button. And here is the knife. I really like this pattern. What do you think of that Texcrylic? It is jigged. It's almost like a coarse peach seed. Very interesting stuff. Nickel, silver bolsters, brass liners. Main blade is a Wharncliffe. Just a drawn swedge and a nail neck. But it does have the Petty's potato peelers etch. Pull weight on that main, I'll call it a 7, 7.5. Secondary implement is a sort of broadish pen blade, pretty nice. Walk and talk are nice and beautiful and awesome. Blade alignment is gorgeous. I think there is zero rub. There is zero rub. Condition will be near mint to like new in tube with button. These are of course out of stock, as all GECs are. Sold listings on eBay run between $167 and $250. Let's go $150 on this one. $180 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. The GEC Tidioute number 34 Swayback Congress. Next day sharpening is available, by the way. Next up, we have a box of goodies from Idaho. Yes, we do. There is your box. Here's your birth card, which is interesting. This is a replacement warranty card that doesn't reference the blade steel, but we know it was born February 28th of 2019. The reason that card is in there, the original was damaged, and this knife just got back from Chris Reeve after a little spa and glass bead. And it's going to come with this little bag of goodies, 2 lanyards, the original, which appears to have been torn at the post. The post is with it. There's another post in the box, and then you also get that up level Chris Reeve lanyard in gray with the titanium bead on a post. Okay. Here is the knife. Oh, guys, what a beauty. Freshly glass beaded at the mothership. That looks beautiful. The shimmer of that new process they've got going is really something. Brand new O-rings, and there is a bag of O-rings in the box as well. So it sounds very hydraulic when it hits the stop. So you got 3 5/8 inches of S35 VN. In 2019, that would have been the 59 to 60 hardness spec. Handle is 4 13/16. There is your lock engagement on the ceramic ball. Very early for that particular lock, but still plenty stable. That blade action is sweet. Hard to see, but the centering is perfect. There's a good shot of it. Condition absolutely near mint in box. Web retail on a new Umnumzaan is $500. You can have this one, $400 like it is. $425 with my edge on it. I think that might be a buy. Next up, I teased you about this one yesterday, guys. It is a watch, and it's from Breitling. Inside the box comes a leather travel case, I think you would call that. Extra links, pillow. I think there are 2 extra links in here. There's 1 extra link in there. I think that's all of them. That is all of them. So it's sized right now for my wrist, which is a tick over 7 inches. So you get over 7.5, you might have trouble, or you might have to order another link. It does come with the booklet, and you're going to need the booklet for this watch because it is, yeah. Let's see if I can, it's already running, but let's see if I can turn the light on. Yeah. It's an Digi, and it's called the Aerospace Evo, a very iconic watch from the period, which the period being the last 20 years. It runs the caliber 79 analog digital super quartz module, accurate to plus or minus 10 seconds per year. In the negative display, you've got a bottom display and a top display, which are probably not showing up real well on studio lights. But right now it's showing the date, the 8th, the running seconds. Up in the top display, you got several other things that you can do with it. Everything manipulated by 1 crown. So you've got bright rhodium-plated Arabics at the cardinal positions, and then you have loomed Arabics everywhere else. The hands are also loomed. In low light, the backlight for the displays really works well, but it's not going to show up at all on the studio lights. I've had this watch in-house for about 3 weeks. It is running dead zero to my atomic controlled G-Shock, which is very cool. Diameter is 43 millimeters. Lug to lug is 51. Thickness is 10.8. And the lug width is 22, I believe. All titanium case and bracelet. Screw links on the bracelet There's a shot of the screw heads. Just 4 micro adjust on the titanium clasp, which has a milled center and a pressed outer. It's just a friction, attach, and then a safety bail. Those lovely Breitling angled links. The dial is an inky black. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional. Sounds great. Lines up. Very little back play. There's a pretty good scratch in the bezel at about 11 o'clock. And the watch has some some desk diving evidence. It is titanium after all. The rider tabs, which should be polished at the top, have some scratching in them as well. The multi-layer AR coated crystal is in fine shape. It disappears at most angles, which is pretty cool. So condition on this, we will say excellent to inbox. Web retail for these is $49.75, a model they're still making. I did a pretty extensive research project on eBay. An average selling price of sold watches, $22.30. So I've sort of tried to equalize for condition and then subtract the appropriate amount for the value of items in my sale. So we're going to offer this one at $18.50. So about $400 under the average pre-owned selling price on eBay. That is the Breitling Aerospace Evo. Next up, we still have a watch, but we're back down to earth. This is the G-Shock AWG M100A and a Digi watch, and it is a negative display watch. I'm not going to run through the functions for you guys because it's a G-Shock. You know what they are. This is a 5230 module, which means it is multiband 6 controlled. So atomic timekeeping is going on here. 42 millimeter case, 51 lug to lug, about 14 thick, proprietary bracelet or strap. It is a resin strap. Of course, it's a G-Shock, 200 meters of water resistance. Love that blue anodized aluminum bezel. Does have a little scratch in it right there. And the crystal has a couple little bumps too. It's been worn. We'll say it's, I don't know, excellent, no box. You can currently buy this watch on Amazon for $109. Let's do $60 on this one. That is the G-Shock AWG M100A and a Digi watch. Next up, back to the knives for just a minute. We got one from Emerson. It is a CQC7 BWSF. And here she is. A pretty doggone nice example, I must say. Black G10, right-hand tip-up pocket clip. Of course, it's an Emerson. Titanium liner lock knife. Steel liner on the offside, titanium liner on the lock side. Rock solid and no stick. And the chisel ground blade, although it does play tricks with your eyes, it's centered. Deployment is by thumb disc or wave. Blade length is 3 1/4. Handle length 4 9/16. Blade is 154 cm, and it's wearing a pretty sweet polished edge. I don't think I did it, but it's pretty good. I'm not going to offer a sharpening price on this knife. Let's see. We'll call this near mint in box, and of course the washers are Nylotron because it's an Emerson. These are out of stock right now at $185. This one, how about we do $145, shipped priority mail, no need to sharpen, on the full-size Emerson CQC7. Next up, we got something from Honey Badger. It's not a knife, it's a pair of pens. So you're going to get this box, which houses one of them. You get a little cloth. You got a bunch of spacers, 3 of them. I'm not sure what you use those for. You guys might be able to tell me. I don't know. Maybe they're for the bolt. If you use different refills in them, that would be my guess. You have an Allen wrench in there. you have a pen. It is the Honey Badger bolt action pen, 5 16 inches overall length. This one in tumbled titanium with the groove finger grip area. The spherical bolt head. Probably the neatest action of any bolt action pen I've handled. Just silky, silky smooth. The refill is a Pilot Black. I guess they would call it a gel. The pocket clip's titanium. And then you're also going to get another one. This is the same pen, same refill, but this one in aluminum, sort of natural finished. And this has a brass bolt head that is the 2-tier model, stepped. Also around the Pilot gel refill. And I'll tell you what, the line where they screw apart almost disappears. It's right here where my thumb is. They do such a good job. This one's never been used. Still got the nib on the end of the refill. I wrote with the titanium just so I could see what it looked like, so the nib's gone. Anyway, so right now, I'm not sure you can actually buy the groove titanium, but if you could, it'd be about 80 bucks. The aluminum one about 60, so you'd have 140 in the pair. We're going to do, and these are both near mint to like new. Obviously, the nibs were still on them. So let's do 99 bucks shipped priority mail on the pair of Honey Badger bolt action pens. I always have trouble getting this to go back together because I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Did you catch that? I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm going to put this back together later because I don't do it very well. All right, next up, we have a multi-tool. What? From Buck. It is the Buck Model 360 Bucktool. 4 1/8 inches closed, stamped steel construction. And watch how it opens. Whoa. Really? So I got pliers, and they meet very nicely. I got a wire cutter, and then how do you do this? Let's see if you want to reveal the tools. On this side, I have a combo edge knife blade. It's probably 420 HC, but I don't know. And then inside you got 3 different flat screwdrivers. Let's see. In this side, you have a full serrated blade, a can opener. I can't get out. There we go. Come on now, there we go. So 2 different sizes of Phillips and a can opener. This one is very near mint, no box. USA made, by the way. These are discontinued, not a stock. Sold listings on eBay run between $60 and $100. This one could be yours, 50 bucks shipped priority mail, 70 with my edge on the Buck 360 Bucktool. Next up, speaking of Buck, we got a Marksman. It's an 830 Marksman, model number 0830BKS-B, kind of the OG Marksman. Black hard anodized aluminum handle, stainless steel tip up deep carry ambidextrous pocket clip, ball bearing flipper, and I know it's unconventional and unorthodox, but it's one of the best flippers ever made. On ball bearings, designed by Grant and Gavin Hawk with their SLS, the strong lock system. So you have a strap that is adjustable in length, and the wrench is in the box for how you want it to grab this tooth. And then there's really no detent. All the tension and how it interacts, how the spring tension of the strap interacts with the blade as it swings is all done by the machining around the blade tang. And man, is it good. Yeah. So let's see, how's the flipping action? It's awesome. How's the lockup? It's awesome. How's the edge? Well, it's got an unused Apostle P edge on it. The blade steel is 3.5 inches and 154 cm. The handle is 4 5/8. And this is absolutely near mint. Only reason I won't call it like new is because I have sharpened it and done a really nice job, by the way. Let's see if you can fling it that way. Yeah, you can. The lockup's perfect. The centering is, if it's not perfect, it's so doggone close you can't tell. So it's really good. I guess I'm calling it very close in my copy. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between, there are 2 of them, and they sold very close together price-wise. One sold for $207, one sold for $210. I think that's high. We're doing $130 on this one. No need to sharpen. The Buck Marksman with an Apostle P edge. Next up, got one from American Blade Works, and it's a model I have not ever seen yet in person. It's the Model 2. I've sold a bunch of Model 1s. This is the Model 2. Very interesting knife. So you're looking at some sort of tumble polished milled titanium scales, a milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip, but it's not frame lock. Gear pattern titanium backspacer, ball bearing flipper, but the lock is stainless steel. I think 17-4, which is strange. It's about the same hardness as titanium probably, but maybe a little more durable. I don't, maybe a little less galling, maybe a little less stick, because there is no stick. The blade is a sheep's foot in CPM Magna Cut, 3 1/4 inches in length. Interesting. I think that's a milled bevel. Is that a milled bevel? Looks like it. Handle 4 9/16. Rock solid lockup. Nice ball bearing action. Perfect centering. So I'm going to call it near mint in pouch. A couple little scuffs on the pocket clip. And that's it. So these are out of stock at $329 web retail. Sold listings on eBay between $370 and $409 for knives in this condition used. Let's do $300 on this one. $330 if you'd like it to come with my edge on it. The ABW Model 2. Next up, our first Spyderco of the evening. Here it is. Hailing from Golden, Colorado, USA Earth, it is the Manix 2 Mid Backlock. It's going to come with a not installed black-coated titanium deep carry pocket clip 2-screw variety. Here is the knife. In an interesting G10, it's sort of a peel ply. It's not smooth, but it's very subtle. It's very interesting. I kind of like it. Hardware is all bright, including the clip. That makes a nice sound. Blade is S30V. 3 3/8 inches of blade, 4 5/8 inches of handle. Still got the bushing pivot, just like the caged ball lock knife would have. So, you know, if your hand just never warmed up to the caged ball lock, but you love the Manix 2 in hand, this is a great knife. It seems a little girthier also than the normal Manix. I really like it. There are a couple just tiny little scratches in the blade, one right below the bug. There it is. But it's definitely a near mint in-box knife. They're discontinued and out of stock. There are 2 current listings on eBay. They're both buy it nows. They want $265 and $325 for them. Yeah, the same knife. You get the free titanium deep carry clip with this one, and your price is going to be $120, like it is. $135 with my edge. Spyderco Manix 2 Mid Backlock. Next up, another Spidey, and you know it's going to be a small one. Hailing from Seki City, we got a Dragonfly 2. It says blue, but it's teal in K390 from Bowler. Oh, what a little stunner that is. I love that teal FRN. So, the Dragonfly. 3 5/16 handle, 2 5/16 inch blade. What a gorgeous blade. I love the Dragonfly blade shape. There's your K390. Sal's Maker's Mark. Great lockup. Free-ish action, and this one appears to be right down the middle, centering. We'll call it near mint, maybe like new, in box. They're currently available new for a Spyderco map price or web retail of $114. This one you can have $95, all in, shipped priority mail, $120 with my edge. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Dragonfly 2 Teal K390. Time to turn the page. Next up, our second Microtech of the night. Oh yeah. This is model 160-1TA. It is a SOCOM Elite single edge tan. This is so beautiful. Look at that. Yes. So tan with a little metallic in it. Hard anodized aluminum handle. TrackTech inserts for grip and friction. Tip down right hand pocket clip. The blade, a two-tone spear clip kind of thing. I guess that's a clip. Yeah. Born April of 2019. Serial number 4466. You got 4 inches of CTS 204P. And you have a 5 1/8 handle. Titanium liner lock, and there's a steel insert on that, believe it or not. Rock solid lockup. Ball bearing pivot. Makes a great thwack when you open it. Centering on this one is close. But I think it's so hard to see down there. I think it might favor the right just slightly. Yeah. Near mint to like new in box. Super rare color. I could find them nowhere. One did sell on eBay. Sort of recently. It did $314. This one, let's do $285 like it is. $315 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Microtech 160-1TA SOCOM Elite single edge. Next up, got one from Benchmade. It's the 290BK full immunity. This would be the manual access lock version of the full immunity. I love that blue. It's almost like a deep lilac. It's gorgeous. Love the mill pattern on the hard anodized aluminum scale set. Very cool female pivot too, and that's very, very nice. Factory lanyard in something like tether cord. Nice little monkey fist knots tied, little bead. Get the Parkerized Shorty deep carry clip. Handle length is 3 7/16. And out of that handle comes a sort of charcoal Cerakoted blade of CPM M4. This is a first production run knife. Blade length, by the way, is 2.5, and it's super skinny. I'm going to say that blade stock is 3/32. It is a very high flat saber, and it comes to a really thin dimension behind the edge. Nice blue hard anodized aluminum thumb studs and standoffs. Lock up, rock solid. Action, beautiful. Centering is hard to see, but it's perfect. Yeah. We will say it's like new in box, and with it, you're going to get that. A brand new Benchmade cap, embroidered Benchmade logo. How about that? So the knife, Sells brand new online for $270. The hat sold new for $25. What is that? $295 total. Your price, all like new. $235 shipped priority mail. $260 with an Apostle-P edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Benchmade 290 BK full immunity plus cap. Next up, we got something we're going to sell you for about 1/10 of that price. From Mora with Love, made in Sweden. It is the Eldris in red. So you get a beaded chain, you get a molded sheath that retains very well. Look at that little cutie. It's all about the grip, isn't it? Yeah. You got Sandvik stainless steel blade, and I think it's 80 thousandths thick. 2 1/8 inches long, a compound Scandi sort of grind. Interesting. And a dual durometer handle, soft around the grip areas and then hard and sort of smoothish in the center. You put it in the hand, oh gosh, oh gosh. They know what they're doing, guys. Yeah, so this will be near mint to like new in box. They sell brand new. You can get the red one on Amazon today for $29. Then you're gonna have to pay sales tax, of course, but just buy this one. All in, shipped priority mail to your door, $20, $45 if you'd like it sharpened. That's the Mora Eldris in red. Next up, we got a big old boy. I think it says K-Bar, Olean, New York. It does. The knife inside, it'll be hard to see that label probably. $12.83, it's the D2 Extreme. Yes, there she is, boys. Comes in a black leather sheath, long belt loop, snap, knife. There you go, D2 blade, 7 1/16. I should show it to you this way so you can see the combo edge. Fuller, black epoxy coating, and then you got a steel garden pommel that are gray powder coated. You got that soft sort of craton handle that's shaped and cut to emulate stacked leather, the original. Let's see. Oh, by the way, the handle is 5 1/16. The blade is 7 1/16. It is like new in the box. You can buy these brand new on Amazon for $142 plus tax, or you just buy this one. It's basically like new. It looks like maybe the rivets and sheath might not be getting along real well, but it's just from sitting around. Okay. Your price, $115 like it is, $145 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. Next up, we got one from Council Tool. It's not a knife, it's not a watch, it's not a pen, it's not a flashlight. It's an axe. This is the Council Tool Flying Fox hatchet. And I've got, sorry early birds, I gave you the wrong description. I will fix it before I upload the copy for the video. So this is a 16-inch handled knife, handled in hickory, by the way. Knife, did I say knife? It's a hatchet. So 16 inches from butt to end of handle. The bit is in 5160, differentially heat treated, as you can tell. 3 3/16 tip to tip, 6.5 this dimension, and then the 16-inch handle. The veg tan sheath does come with it. The axes sell on Council's website for $66, and then the sheaths are $21, so that's $87. The whole sheet and match shipped priority mail will be $65, and it is like new, no box. $90 if you want me to sharpen the axe. Next up, got a little run of arachnids coming your way. First one is the Brower plain edge. What a beautiful little knife this is. Scaled in forest green G10. is a Taichung produced titanium frame lock. Nice little dark bead blast. Polished clip, bright hardware. On ball bearings. Blade is S30V, 2 13/16 inches in length. Nice little forward choke, great little EDC blade. The titanium frame lock is steel inserted on this knife. There's your lockup. It's rock solid. Ball bearing action smooth and wonderful. Centering is perfect. Condition on this one, I'm going to say like new in the box. They're discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay all over the place, running between $200 and $280. This one can be yours at $195 all in, shipped priority mail. If you'd like my edge on it, $220, and there is next day sharpening available. That's the Spyderco Brower. Next up, made in the United States of America. It's the Native Chief XHP Blade Black. You see this one coming, guys? Yep, it's the Cutlery Shop exclusive in stunning bright orange G10 black hardware, black blade. Midlock mechanism, bushing pivot, XHP blade, DLC coated, 4 1/16 inches of awesome, 5 1/8 handle. Lockup is dead rock solid. Action is beautiful. Centering is perfect. Condition near mint to like new in box. You know how that orange picks up soiling? There's very little of it. Very little. Beautiful, beautiful knife. They're out of stock. Country Knives has one you can buy for $305. One has sold on eBay at $326. You can buy this one for $200, like it is. $225 with my edge. That's the Spyderco Native Chief OR XHP. Next up, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. It's a Goddard in red and 4V. We know what that means, don't we? Oh, yeah. And here is the Wayne Goddard designed Spyderco Goddard in throwback FRN. Old Endura pattern. Old school reversible tip-up clip. But it's not pinned. DLC blade. Gorgeous. CPM 4V. Wayne Goddard's signature. 3 5/8 inches blade, 5 3/16 inches of handle. There's all kinds of real estate for a variety of grips. No jimping, don't need it. Lockup, rock solid. Beautiful action. Blade centering, can you see it there? I'm saying perfect to my eye. There you go. Discontinued and out of stock already. Sold listings on eBay all over the place because guys use these knives. Some of them are kind of beat up. But a low of 133. Most of them are up around 200. The high was 212. Your price for this one, 175 like it is. Like new in the box. 205 with my edge. The Spyderco Goddard Red 4V. Next up, man, it seems like they can't make enough of these. From Spyderco, it's a pair of two. I guess we call these the Crew Carta pair of two, don't we? Natural canvas micarta and CPM Crewwear blade. They make a ton of them. They just keep making them. I think because guys love them. So there's your natural micarta canvas. There is your bright clip, all bright hardware. Blade in CPM Crewwear. Blade length 3.5, handle 4 3/4. Action is super drop shutty. Lockup is all perfect, and the centering is perfect. Condition like new in the box. You can buy one of these at your favorite web retailer for $217, or just buy this one. A perfect example in my estimation. $160 like it is, $185 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available. Pair of 2, net can and crew. Next up, we got another Cutlery Shop exclusive from Spyderco. This is a Paramilitary 2 Wharncliffe with the Cutlery Shop trademark bright orange G10. Bright hardware and clip. Blade CTS XHP, because it's a Cutlery Shop exclusive. That is the best looking Wharncliffe I think I've ever seen. Gorgeous satin. I mean gorgeous. Yes. Lockup, rock solid. Drop shut. Blade centering is perfect. Yes. Like new in the box. Out of stock. Sold listing on eBay. I think I only saw one of them. It was $206 shipped. Your price for this one, $190 like it is, $215 with my edge, shipped, priority mail, all in. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Spyderco Pair 2 Horny Orange XHP. Next up, I got a plastic bag from Cerberus Knives. It is holding a pair of natural canvas micarta shaman scales, and they are drilled for lefties. It looks like this has been installed on a knife because there's a little dark spot here, but anyhow, they're not installed now. We'll call them near mint in baggy. I think these are out of stock right now on Cerberus's website. I think they would have been $95. You can buy these for $50. Shipped, priority mail. These are the Cerberus Natural Canvas Micarta Shaman Scales. Next up, we have reached the time in the sale for the Rob's Pick. Early birds did not see this one. You 9 o'clockers are the first. It is from Hogue Knives. It is the model 54110 EXL RSK Doug Ritter RSK Mark 1 G2. Black carbon fiber scales. This was it a limited run? Sprint run, they called it. Oh, sunburst milled carbon fiber. Black hardware, black deep carry, ambidextrous tip-up clip. The blade. Look behind the thumb stud. What do you see? I see a little MC. Yes, it is MagnaCut. It is indeed. 3 7/16 blade, 4 3/4 handle. Able lock mechanism, not an axis lock. Nothing at all like an axis lock. Nothing at all like a Ritter Griptilian. Perfect action. Perfect lockup. Perfect centering. Like new in the box. They're out of stock. I couldn't find any sold listings on eBay. I'm shocked. I did find a sold listing for the mini version. It did $257. You can have this one for $220 like it is, $250 with an ApostleP edge. The Hogue RSK Mark 1 G2 Ritter in carbon fiber and MagnaCut. Oh. Next up. Oh, guys, this might be a save me from myself. Long reach, lots of stuff going on. It is from ZT. And when they say experience it, they ain't kidding on this knife. If you've never had one, you need to buy one. It's my favorite ZT ever. It's a 640 Emerson. This one has had a little tweaking by USA made blade. Look at the stunning bronze anodized titanium. The Emerson design 640. It's also got black canvas micarta scales. It's also got a black MXG deep carry clip, which will be ambidextrous tip up. The original clip in the box. The original scales are in the box. I just got one of them out to show you. Thumb disc deployment, phosphor bronze washer pivot, 20 CV blade. 3 3/4 inches of blade, 4 13/16 inches of handle. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock, locks up right there. It is rock solid. The action is stupendous. The centering is perfect. The condition will be like new, in box as modded. They're discontinued, they're out of stock. Now, I'm going to tell you what the eBay sold listings are doing. Those are for stock knives, right? The longer they're discontinued, the higher they get. Right now, the current or these recently sold listings between $258 and $400, and then you get some cool stuff done, right? Your price on this one, $270 like it is, $300 with an Apostle P edge. The ZT0640 custom ano and scales. That is a sweet package, my friends. Okay, moving right along. You know, we had an American Blade Works knife I'd never seen one of tonight, and now we have one from Tactile that I've never seen. This is their Maverick with a MagnaCut blade at RC63 and G10 handle scales, black on this one. Finely milled black G10. Very cool how the layers are relieved as they have crowned it and then put those fine mill cuts, almost like lion steel. And the pivot is milled along with the scales. Look at that, pretty cool. The pocket clip on this knife is titanium and it's pillared right hand tip up. Now this lock is nothing like a Benchmade Axis lock because it's the tactile crossbar lock. It looks like something like an Omega spring in there. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, what a stunning blade. 3.5 inches of MagnaCut, 4 11/16 inches of handle. I'm telling you what, that's a thing of beauty. Nice and slim. Looks like the steel liners go all the way back, but they must be very thin. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful phosphor bronze action. Centering is perfect. I don't know if I'm showing you that right, but it is. Condition, like new in the box. These are $249 web retail. Let's go $190 on this one. $220 with an Apostle P edge on the Tactile Maverick. That's a cool knife, guys. If there was a left-handed clip mount, you boys would never see that one. Next up, we have one from Max Ace Knives in a big old box. It is the Max Ace Black Mirror stonewashed handle non-inlaid in Bowler M390. A pretty smart looking knife, kind of a dark finished tumbled titanium handle, bronze or gold anodized pivot collars, pocket clip, and gear pattern backspacer, titanium by the way. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock, an oval opening hole, kind of a Spidey Chef blade. M390 blade steel, 3 1/4 blade, 4 5/16 handle. Now it looks like there might be a scratch near the tip, but it's not. It's just the stonewash. Man, that thing is thin behind the edge. That is a slicing machine right there, guys. Lockup is rock solid. There is your engagement. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Action is on bearings. It's beautiful. The centering is perfect. We'll say it's near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock at a web retail of $142. You can buy this one for $110 all in, shipped, priority mail. $140. I sharpened that M390 blade. That's the Max Ace Black Mirror. Next up, It's a long way away. It comes in this here Pelican style box. Got a little baggie there, I don't know why. It's a Tidioute knife Wrath. Comes with this card. Dave Warren, U.S. distributor. Okay. You guys know I don't love Chinese knives, but that thing's beautiful. It is beautiful. The fish scale milled bronze anodized titanium handle. I think that's a Mocha type pivot collar. Plain titanium backspacer, milled titanium clip. I think it's a front flipper, but I'm not going to try to front flip it properly because I suck. The blade is beautifully DLC coated. Gorgeous satins underneath it. Blade steel is S90V. It's 3 3/8 long, 4 3/8 handle. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Locks up right where you'd want it. It is dead rock solid. Thumb studs work great. There we go. Blade centering. Can you see it? It's about perfect. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $269 web new. Your price for this one, $210, like new in box. $210 like it is $240 sharpened. Next day sharpening is available on the Tidioute knife Wrath. Next up, a really cool knife from Grambo Knives. Comes in this here plain old pouch. And get this little card, the Ace of Spades. It is the Russ from Grambo. So here's your show side, just plain shimmering tumbled titanium. Don't know if the hardware's titanium, but it sure is nicely made. Over here on the lock side, very interesting. It's a titanium, I guess it's a frame lock. This is interesting because the locking leaf is part of the frame, and then this panel is inserted over the lock, I guess to avoid death lock. It's a pretty elegant way of doing that. So it appears like a liner lock, but it's really a frame lock with a protector panel over the top. Pretty cool stuff. This pivot is adjustable with an Allen wrench. Milled titanium clip. Let's open it up and see what we got here. All right, there we go. Kind of looks like a Spartan Harsey blade, doesn't it? Blade steel is M390 and it's numbered number 181 right back here. 3.5 blade, 4 3/4 handle. There's your lockup, and that is a steel inserted lock. Rock solid lockup. It's on ball bearings. It seems a little stiffish. The centering is very close to perfect. There we go. Condition on this one is like new in the box. They're out of stock. One sold on Arizona Custom Knives at $225. It's sold out. Two recently sold on eBay for $450. Make that make sense. I don't know. Your price for this one, let's just do $200 like it is. $230 with an ApostleP edge. The Grambo Knives Russ. Next up, oh, my seller will cry on this one. This is from Q-Vest. And it's not the Swayback Warncliffe model I can't remember the name of. This one's called the Invert. Why? Because it has the same handle as that other Q-Vest whose name I can't remember, but it's flipped around. And it doesn't have a Warncliffe, it has a drop point. It's inverted. So the blade is 14C28N, 3 1/16 inches long, like a tumbled DLC finish. Not sure if it's DLC, but anywho. Stainless steel liner lock in black. Rock solid lockup. 4-inch handle. On ball bearings. It is a front flipper, I think, or you can open it with the hole. Square female pivot. Fill tab for the reversible tip up deep carry clip. The action's perfect. The centering is as well. I'm not sure if I can get this so you can see it. All that black makes it difficult. Anyhow. Condition like new in box. These used to sell for $99 web retail. Knife Joy, where this one was actually purchased, now has them on sale for $69. My seller originally wanted to price this at $80, but we're doing $55. $55 like it is, $80 with my edge. That's the Cuvist Invert. Next up, we got one from a Chinese manufacturer named Caviso, and man, look at their packaging. They just kill it, don't they? That is awesome. But the knife is a lot more spectacular than the packaging, as it should be. This is the Caviso Kirby Lambert Rain, R-A-I-N-E. It looks very Kirby Lambert, doesn't it? So it's a titanium bolster lock knife, and the titanium's got like a bronze wash over it. It's beautiful. The hardware's all bronze anodized. The scales are fat carbon dark matter copper. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock. Ball bearing flipper. Gorgeous Kirby Lambert blade. S35 Vienna is your blade steel. Beautiful stone wash. I mean, beautiful. 4 11/16 handle. Your steel inserted locking bar is locking up sort of early, but nice and robust. Rock solid. Silky smooth. I think these are ceramic ball bearings. I'm not sure. Blade centering's perfect. Condition will be like new in the beautiful box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $259 web retail. Let's do this one at $195 like it is. $220 with an ApostleP edge. The Caviso Kirby Lambert Rain. And that brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. From C. Risner Cutlery. Traditional pocket knives. So a company that's veteran owned, and it's owned by the grandson of C. Risner, who was he was like the president or founder of some collector's organization, I don't know. But what you've got is a Chinese-made fusion knife, kind of a little coffin jack. They call it the Ohio River Jack. 3 3/4 inches closed length, titanium frame, which is integral to the bolsters. Long pull spear point blade in M390. There you go. There's your M390. All fingerprinted up. Half stop mechanism. Walk and talk pretty snappy. Pull weight about an 8. Centering is dead down the middle. We'll call this one like new in the box. These sell brand new for $125. I don't think they had any of the black canvas in stock when I looked, but the natural was $125. Let's do $85 on this one. It is like new in the box. $85 like it is, $110 with my edge on the C. Risner Ohio River Jack. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Have at her, boys.